YouTube. This is Melon's Heart VA.
And this is Sakia Amano.
And welcome to the second of our bonus reviews. This is actually something we weren't planning on reviewing until I showed Sakia the cutscenes. This is actually my favorite game in the franchise, Sonic and the Black Knight. The end of the Four Kids era.
Oh yeah, and it's like, you could tell they were pulling out all the stops in this game.
Oh yeah, like, there's actually some heavy implications with the ending of this game that we'll get to shortly. So anyway, where did this game come from? Well, sadly, back during the 06 review, we mentioned how the team was split in half of it to work on 06 and half to work on what would eventually become Sonic and the Secret Rings. And that game actually spawned a two-game side project, a project as simply titled The Storybook Saga, and Black Knight was the second and final game in that series. Which is sad, because really there's lots of potential for other adventures and stories.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I would have loved to have seen something like, you know, Greek mythology, Roman mythology, Norse mythology, something like that.
Okay, it's like, anyway, as I said before, this was ultimately the final game for the Four Kids era. Sonic Unleashed was the final mainline game, but this was ultimately the end of the road for the Four Kids saga and Sonic as we knew him.
Oh yeah, and it's like, at least the Sonic, I'm pretty sure most of us grew up with.
Yep, so anyway, since I love this game, I think we're going to use our standard review format for games. Do you mind, Sakia?
Sounds good.
Okay, so the game... the game actually starts with, even for the Wii, a really beautifully done CG cutscene. Like this was the Wii. We did not have cutscenes looking this nice on Wii products.
No, it's like, and considering the fact that this was supposed to be at the time a next-gen system, it was basically on par with the PS2.
Not the CG cutscene.
No. In terms of power of the Wii itself.
Oh, okay. So anyway, this female wizard being chased by effectively the Lich King in armor, and she summons Sonic into the world, which, by the way, Sonic's got two chili dogs, and that actually leads me into a very popular theory. At the end of the game, it's ultimately revealed that Sonic essentially stood Amy up. However, Sonic dropped with two chili dogs, and so there's this fan theory that Sonic's chili dogs were actually for that date, and that Merlina sucked Sonic into the story while he was actually going to meet Amy. Thanks, Merlina. Way to cockblock the guy.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm sorry for that crude reference, but essentially that's what she did.
Why are you apologizing? We're adults here.
Fair enough, but you never know. Anyway, Merlina effectively teleports both her and Sonic away, sending a chili dog flying, and legends say that chili dog is still on the ground somewhere in Camelot.
You know, probably being either eaten by the beasts of the wild or probably long rotted away.
Yep, anyway, and at the end of the cutscene, we meet effectively our three bosses. Lancelot, played perfectly by Shadow, given what Lancelot eventually does. That casting makes way too much sense. Knuckles as Gawain, and finally
Blaze as Percival.
And weirdly, Percival I never even heard of until this game. And granted, I'm a big Arthurian nerd, and so it's weird I'd never heard of her. I'd actually never heard of Sir Percival until this game. Oh yeah, there's also two others, but sadly their only multiplayer characters is actually Silver as Galahad, which, given that Galahad's supposed to be pure like a cinnamon roll, that makes way too much sense. And finally, finally, Jet as Sir Lamorak, which again, Lamorak was a knight I'd never heard of until I played this game. And sadly, they don't have roles in the story, which is a shame, because honestly, having Galahad in the story would have been amazing, given Galahad's role in the Arthurian legends. Anyway, after this, we get our main cutscenes, which follows the storybook aesthetic from Secret Rings, but it looks much better. Like, after this, Sakya, I'll actually show you the Secret Rings cutscenes so you can see what that game was like.
Alright.
Anyway, and so effectively, Sonic's gotta kill King Arthur. Do Mordred's job for him.
Pretty much.
However, like, once Sonic effectively gets the talking sword like Excalibur, oh my god, like, there's so much foreshadowing to the final twist in this game with the lyrics to the theme song and A Night of the Wind, and like watching Sonic pull Caliburn out of this giant rock. There is so much foreshadowing.
And also
Caliburn
Merlina
talks.
actually like giving like a poem about a flower.
Yeah, again, there is so much foreshadowing looking back. It's honestly beautiful. Too bad no other Sonic game would have this kind of foreshadowing ever again after this.
Yeah, and it's like, guys, this is a pretty unique style of storytelling.
But anyway, like, we actually run into probably... Okay, so like, most of the 4Kids voice actors were on their game, except for two, and one of them is Amy Polant as Tails. Like, she doesn't sound like a boy, she still sounds like a little girl. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Tails is supposed to be an 8-year-old little boy, not an 8-year-old little girl.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, even at that age, boys and girls have a difference in vocal tones.
And after that, we effectively have the first boss fight against Lancelot. And honestly, I think like the fights against like other knights are probably some of the best in the game, especially since like you're literally battling Arthur's Knights of the Round Table in one-on-one duels.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, though when we get to a later point, there's kind of an inconsistency with the story behind Knights, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Okay, so like after beating Lancelot, we effectively meet the Lady of the Lake Ninu, and sadly there's a giant walking pink elephant in the room I kind of have to address. Guys, the Black Knight Shad Amy artwork, it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, especially considering the Arthurian legends. Read the book.
Okay, so like essentially Lancelot ultimately fathered two children. Everybody knows that one of them is Galahad, the other is Ninu. Shadow is Lancelot, Amy is Ninu. You guys put together the puzzle from there.
Yeah.
So just stop with the Black Knight Shed Amy. It's creepy.
Seriously.
Anyway, so like Nemu, played by Amy, decides she's gonna test Sonic with 3 tests. Master the Code of Chivalry, offer compassion to those in need, and defeat Sonic's Knights of the Underworld. And like, Eliza Ortiz's voice as Amy, it's great, but later Amy disguises herself as like a little kid, and like, Lisa, we know that's you. That's your Amy voice raised like 1 or 2 octaves. Can you try to disguise the voice a little better?
Yeah.
It's sad, really. And after that, we actually get the Gawain fight, and like weirdly, Gawain like dual wields daggers. I don't know. Like, it's a neat idea, but at the same time, it's like it's kind of silly.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't really fit Knuckles.
And after this, oh no.
This is the inconsistency I was discussing with the lore of knights, because
Go ahead, Sophia.
A knight does not kill themselves when dishonored. When defeated in a duel, a knight allows their opponent to kill them.
Exactly, or let their king kill them if they feel so disgraced. Killing themselves, that's samurais. That is not knights.
I mean, like, if you're really gonna go with that, why not just give Knuckles a katana?
Yeah, but sadly, Yeah, sadly, historical accuracy was kind of thrown out the window after this cutscene.
Yeah, and it's like I get it. You shouldn't expect historical accuracy from a kids game, but it's like, or from Sonic, but it's like,
At the same time, this is Arthurian legend.
yeah, it's like know your medieval culture before you make a game set in that time.
So anyway, after that, Sonic ultimately finishes all of the tests, and so essentially, Nemu essentially tells Sonic how to win. He essentially needs sorry, I burped anyway. Sonic essentially needs each of the swords from the three knights in the game to basically power down King Arthur's corrupted scabbard and to slay him. Again, kind of doing Mordred's job for him.
Yeah.
And so we get to the final duel, Percival. And it's probably the hardest of them if you don't count the Lancelot Returns battle, which you have to finish in order to unlock Galahad for multiplayer. But it's interesting. The song for it's really good.
And just the role of Percival and everything, and the way Blaze plays her, it definitely fits into Blaze's character, being very formal and complimenting Sonic's swordsmanship as they fight.
And then Percival falls, and we get a Sonae's shipping moment. I don't ship it. I don't ship it one bit.
No.
And after that, Caliburn effectively names Sonic Knight of the Wind. And
technically Sonic at first kind of dubs himself that, because remember, he basically wants to be seen as an actual knight. So he says, I'm Sir Sonic of the Wind. And the Wind is my master. So Blaze kind of unofficially dubs him Sonic Knight of the Wind.
Yeah, that's true. Well, although Caliburn officially bestows the title upon Sonic.
Yeah. Blaze just kind of calls him that because that's what Sonic said, pretty much.
And after that, we go to Avalon, and this is probably my least favorite fight in the game. The rematch against Arthur. I know most people like it, but to me, it's just irritating. Especially the timing with the counter slashes. That's what always got me. Then again, I might suck. And after this, we actually get to the first twist of the game, and Saki, I heard your chin hit the floor when this twist happened.
Yeah, the whole thing that Merlina was actually the villain all along, and that she wanted the scabbard.
Arthur was never real.
Yeah, one, the fact that Arthur was never real, and two, the fact that Merlina wanted the scabbard to basically make sure the kingdom of Camelot lasted forever. And while it's a relatable motive, it's like,
honey, this is a book. You gotta reach the final page eventually. Granted, they don't know they're in a book,
exactly.
But still.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no story ever lasts forever.
As much as we would like it to. Simpsons.
Right.
Anyway,
Family, oh god, I got a bad cough.
Anyway, to me, this twist initially floored me. I was like, wait a minute. Sonic was helping the villain the whole time. Where did this come from?
And like you said, you kind of heard my jaw hit the floor when.
Oh yeah. However, again, with Merlina's thing about flowers, that kind of foreshadowed this reveal that Merlina was the bad guy the whole time.
Yeah, but it was still a well-paced, well-planned twist.
Anyway, Merlina effectively tears down the castle and brings up this crown flower looking thing. I don't know how to describe it. And so after this, we actually get 4 new levels with a chance to play as each of the knights and Sonic, which I do appreciate. We finally actually get to play as these Knights of the Round Table that we fought against. And honestly, Lancelot is just my favorite to play as. And no, it's not just because I'm a Shadow fan.
and effectively the fact that basically each time you play as each of the characters, it's basically to get their sword within the stone.
Yeah, which is kind of a backwards continuity, but essentially they're making a barrier to stop like Merlina's dark magic from spreading outside of Camelot. And so after the fourth and final placement, Sonic runs in and we get this really long but beautifully done cutscene where Merlina essentially spoils like the end of the legend. We're all going to die.
Yeah, as what happened in the Battle of Avalon.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Although, like, something I actually respect the game for not mentioning is Lancelot's fling with the Queen. I do respect the game for implying it, but not mentioning it outright.
Yeah, and especially with the way I put one of my own OCs into the story based off who I made her.
Yeah.
But
let's not get into that.
That's just an awkward killifish.
We'll probably do a supplemental video on some of the lore that this game kind of glosses over.
Thankfully so.
Yep, but anyway, this cutscene is probably watching this cutscene makes me sweat. Purely because Caliburn dies in this cutscene. We actually watch a character die on screen.
Yeah, and it's it's rare for Sonic to ever actually have death. True death.
Yeah, pretty much, but also this leads into an epic transformation and my favorite final boss in this series. Oh my god, I love fighting the Dark Queen! Especially her vocal theme. Oh my god! I am such a nerd.
And eventually, don't forget, because they also, the Knights also lend Sonic their swords, and basically the swords combine with Caliburn to create Excalibur.
Yeah, which again foreshadows the final twist in the next cutscene. Again, how did these guys not figure it out beforehand?
Yeah, considering the fact that...
We all know Excalibur is the sword of a king, but we'll get to that in a minute. After the boss fight, okay, Sonic's speech, I'm absolutely convinced that either somebody saw the future, knew exactly where the franchise was going, or they were possibly afraid that this was going to be the final Sonic game, that this was going to be it. Purely because of that speech and the song in the credits. It feels like this is the end of an era.
Yeah, and it's the speech and kind of the final song kind of almost feel like a heartfelt personal thank you to the fans.
Oh yeah, it feels like a Sonic's actually telling the fans, guys, I can't run forever. However, I appreciate all of your support over the years. It feels like a message directly to the fans.
Yeah, again, it feels like a personal, heartfelt thank you.
Mm-hmm. And now, we get to the final twist. Sonic was King Arthur the whole time.
Yep, he was essentially the good King Arthur.
Yep, and again, with all the foreshadowing, and Caliburn being a secondary name for Excalibur in some versions of the story. How did they not see this coming?
Yeah, and it's the sheer fact that Sonic was able to pull Excalibur from the stone.
And of course, the game ends with probably the first and only time that Shadow would ever willingly bow to Sonic.
Yeah.
It's funny, it's cute, it's charming, this might have possibly been the final Sonic game. If they'd wanted it to. This could have been it. And it would have been a satisfying conclusion.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was Sonic and the Black Knight. final thoughts. Personally, this game is still my favorite. It's absolutely respectful to its audience. It doesn't talk down to us. The controls are mostly good. And like every twist works. Every moment paid off.
And the one thing I've got to say is like, the one thing I think is kind of cool is that it struck a perfect balance between being dark, but also having that signature lightheartedness and wit that the Sonic games have always been known for.
Yeah, like, guys, if you can, even if you have to emulate this game, play it.
Do it. It is worth it.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us for our second bonus review. We've got a few more planned. We're not going to say exactly what they are, and we also have like one more like big mainline review planned, and we'll essentially release all of those when they're good and ready. Anyway, guys, thank you. I'm sorry, Saki, you were gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say, but until then.
Yeah. Until then, I'm Melantart VA.
And I am Sakia Amano.
And we'll see all of you next time. Bye-bye.